'Cause no touch comes close to all that I get just from your aura. I know you best for all I need to be better. I get so happy just from the memory. 'Cause it could get lonelier. It could get lonelier. Love when you text me, though you ain't next to me.
Yo, before we get into today's episode of the podcast, please go and listen to my latest single that's out right now, Lonelier by me, Delite. The song is called Lonelier and it's available on all digital streaming platforms. That's all major digital streaming platforms. And now, let's get into today's episode of Delite Side of Life. Away. Hello.
Hello.
Henry. Hi to all the listeners. I'm here with my friend Henry today. How are you, Henry?
I'm good, thanks. Can't complain in yourself.
Henry Ndhlovu. I'm fine, Henry Ndhlovu. Henry Ndhlovu, nah?
Yes,
that's your full name.
Ndhlovu. Henry Ndhlovu.
Henry Ndhlovu.
Yeah, but
also known as my photographer guy.
Yeah, the guy that makes you look good.
For cheap. That's why.
No, the invoice is coming, don't worry.
And therefore you're known as Big-H, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, the homies know me as Big-H, you know, and then at home is Ndhlovu.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you call me Ndhlovu, like, it's like, no,
so
I don't
that's
know
your
you like that.
Musutu Motswana.
Yeah, nah, you gotta be in my close circle for that.
All right.
Basically.
So welcome to all the listeners. I have Henry here so we can do what we usually do and just talk about what we talk about.
Yeah, for sure.
Today we're going to talk about influence.
Yeah, influence.
Yeah, influence and how we get influenced and stuff like that. And I'd like to start off with something you were influenced what by or of. I don't know how to phrase it, but you are vaccinated.
Why
are you vaccinated?
Hey man, like when I look at the stats wise, you know, like no matter how you want to define it, stats wise, it just looks better that, like, you know, get the vaccination so that you can curb it in your own way. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, the corona.
Yeah, like stats wise, people that are vaccinated don't go to ICU.
Yeah.
You know, you can get it. They're not saying you're not going to get it. They're saying you can get it, but your body is at least somewhat have the immune in it so that it can fight it off.
Yeah.
Compared to not having it at all and then now landing in ICU and you can't breathe.
Yeah.
And that situation is way worse. And look at our our medical things in South Africa. Like, we're not a first world country. Landing in hospital right now is a no-go.
Problematic.
You understand? So rather be vaccinated and you don't go to hospital.
Yeah.
Then now risk not going and then you get it. Then you're like, shit, I should have done it.
Okay. The reason why I brought it up with you is because do you know that you are an influencer of some form when it comes to vaccination?
Yeah.
Because I didn't speak to you about it, but I saw a lot of your statuses.
Yeah.
And if I am someone who is impressionable by you, I'd be like, yeah, I must go and get this thing. Henry got it.
Yeah.
You had videos of you with the jab and all of this stuff. Man.
Yeah.
But the day after, you had a post, or 2 days after, the symptoms. All these symptoms. When I'm looking at these symptoms, are these corona symptoms? Ow. Vaccine symptoms. So the same guy, guys, go get vaccinated. I just got mine. The next day, like, hey guys,
hey bro.
So
look, like I want, like for me, honestly speaking, like I don't want to deceive no one. You know what I mean? I'm not one person that would. If I believe something, I'll tell you I believe in it. But you know, hey, I just learned something which. In my eyes, it's like if I don't say something, then I'm fooling people. You know what I mean? Like now, next thing you know, they go and get vaccinated because they saw me do it. So then you know, I want
start working out.
You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I want you to make your decision,
an informed
decision, not because I influence you in doing it. You understand? Because I want you to be like, okay, there's good signs and then there's bad signs. What must I do? So
Yeah.
I reported the news. You know what I mean? That's what I look at as. Like, I reported the news and I told you the good and I showed you the bad.
So
and I
that-
even
yeah.
give you links to the bad.
Yeah,
So
I
that
saw
you
the
must
link.
make your own informed decision. Because now putting a blind eye and being like, oh no, I'm for vaccination, but there is other things that are happening with the vaccination, and
Yeah.
don't tell people. It's like, I feel like you're deceiving.
Yeah.
Wisdom is, you gotta use the
Everything.
wisdom that you have to give to others. So don't give a half-assed answer just to show face. But yeah,
All right. So what are the bads? Like how so cool you were like, okay, you explained why you got vaccinated.
yeah.
Was there any point in which you were like, ish, I wish I didn't get vaccinated? How bad was the bad?
Nope. I knew what I was doing. So for me, it's like, no matter what I get, like, okay, so
Yeah.
the first day I got it, I was fine. My brother, he felt like, like his body felt some type of way. You know what I mean? I
Like,
was
yeah.
fine.
Mm.
But then I woke up like, I won't say like I got hit by a bus, but like I felt like, like my body's tired, But I had a painkiller and I was fine. So even if like whatever symptoms I were to get,
Yeah.
I knew where I was going. Like, I would have never regretted it.
But
basically.
you knew how to deal with these symptoms.
Yeah, because of the research we done,
You didn't start this
Research.
show on your status. You had some, hey guys, look, hey, look at I'm dying.
Yeah, like I
So
won't say I was.
you telling me you were not worried?
I was never worried.
You look
I
like a
said
worried
from the
guy,
beginning, I've said some type of way. Some type of way doesn't mean like full on, but some type
okay.
of way. I feel some type of way.
Alright.
So I never, But all in all, I'll say make it your decision, basically.
Okay, as long as it's yours, right?
Yeah, as long as your decision.
I'm not vaccinated. Maybe I'm not influenced. I don't know. But I do know.
What's
I do
your
know.
reasonings for not
For not-
wanting the vaccination?
The vaccination.
Yeah.
This is my reason. Not enough research has been done. The basics. I don't want to be a guinea pig. Clar.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff that we can't base everything on the thing of we don't know what they're feeding us. We don't know this because it's in our food.
Yeah.
We eat processed food. There's all sorts of ways they could be drugging us and controlling us and stuff,
Facts.
which we allow.
Yeah.
Now that something is clearly in our faces and whatever, now we're suddenly enlightened. So I'm not gonna fully move towards that direction, but I'm gonna be honest that I'm still not sure what's up with this thing.
Yeah.
And there's an inconsistency. And I don't like that personally. I'm not comfortable with inconsistencies. And then I'll wait until there's a consistency, and then but I'm hoping to wait until most people are vaccinated, then hopefully
You'll be
I'm
fine.
the only one who's not, and then you guys are fine and I'm also fine. And so that's kind of why it's not all of this what's this thing? Baby tongue. These theories, baby tongue, the conspiracy stuff.
theories, yeah.
They are those things, but it's not what I base my what I believe
Yeah,
on.
no, those conspiracy theories.
But you don't have a problem with someone who's not vaccinated.
No, I don't.
Oh,
It's your own provocative.
So how were you influenced in this way, if you
Me?
would say? Were you influenced? Would you call this an
Yeah,
influence?
for sure. Like,
Do you think that this requires certain types of people, certain voices
yeah, for
to
sure.
say?
Yeah, but I was influenced by CNN for sure. Like,
Or you watch a lot of CNN?
Yeah, I watch a lot of CNN. My granddad watches it, so I can't
Avoid it.
Yeah. And we have discussions, and I watch and I download for him. But now he watches it on his own. But I think, because now you see in America,
Yeah.
there's two parties. There's the Republicans and the Democrats. You understand? The Republicans are very against vaccination. This is your Trump administration, and then your Democrats, they are for vaccine. You understand? And they are like CNN. So my granddad watches a lot of CNN.
Yeah.
So therefore he'll be influenced in having a vaccination. But if he was Republican, most likely he wasn't gonna want the vaccine because his leader Donald Trump says no to vaccines.
Kana, what's the channel that pushes a lot of the right wing's agenda? The CNN for
CNN is for
them.
Democrats.
No, I'm saying what's their
Fox.
Oh, it's Fox.
Fox
It's
News.
Fox. Okay,
Yeah.
Cool. I hear you. And then lockdown, because there's a lot of you know what I mean. There's a lot of things are all connected, and it's like I don't know what's do you think there's an agenda of any sort? Do you think that maybe it's connected with the same guys who are vaccinating? Do you think that certain people who have an agenda are using that to kind of like, you know, push their agenda?
Push their own agendas,
because I think it's weird if people are getting like overseas in the States. I know that there's this whole lottery type of thingy, like so you're gonna get entered into a lottery if you get vaccinated, and you could win a prize. There's money prizes for getting vaccinated.
Really?
Yeah, I never saw Jesus getting pushed like this before. I always say, yo man, America has the best marketing team. Like, yo, Jesus needed this, man. But and according to us, like, you know, the things that matter for me haven't been pushed as much as this is being pushed. There's a lot of funds available for this. Last year when this happened, suddenly there's money for all of these
problems. Facts.
But we've been having problems that could have prevented a lot of these problems. You know, so there is that also, and I don't know how you feel about that. For me, with that's that ANC. We don't have to go far with the state of South Africa. Mainly the youth, and we still primarily still the youth. We almost out of it, but we primarily still the youth. And the youth have no work, you know, and I think we see it everywhere. You know, we have normalized friends not having work. And then our parents came from, you know, apartheid. And then their views are for ANC, you know, majority of ours, you know what I mean? And they can claim ANC because ANC got them out of that situation. You feel me? Like, ANC got them from apartheid to no apartheid. There's an investment.
You know what I mean?
That they keep holding on to. That it comes from somewhere.
You know what I mean? From that. And then fast forward to us, we can't say they done anything for us. You feel me? Like, we don't have jobs. Directly. You know what I mean? Like, none of us have jobs. And even the ones that finish school aren't, like, pushed to go back to school and all those things. And there's no curriculums for youth to do besides drinking alcohol. So there's a study that said South Africa use alcohol as a social group, like, and that's how it's advertised. You understand? And now that's what us as the youth recognize as, hey, let's go chill.
That's an actual activity.
Exactly. And and that's a norm that we
compete.
Exactly. So now when you ask the youth, who are you gonna vote for? They're like, for who? You know what I mean? Because they can't put. There's nothing they can say the ANC has ever done for them. Basically, that's what I'm saying, and that's why a lot of us, we're not gonna vote for ANC and stuff.
So let's get to that. We know that despite our parents being more ANC, us less, there are still a lot of us who follow in our parents' footsteps.
Because
this is the one which goes to influence, right? Where do you think it begins? What's the first point of influence, do you think? And
parents, though.
Parents. And is it hard to let go of when the same person who I'm trying not to be influenced by is controlling my life, has provided for me, has given me life? How do I tell them that that's not the education I want, that's not the religion I want, that's not the
I think that all starts from high school, if I'm not wrong. Like most of us.
High school, not preschool, primary, baby. For instance, right? A child just eats.
True.
Just eats. A child will just take food and put it in his mouth. a parent would guide the child on how to eat.
Yeah.
A lot of that is based on how people will perceive you if you eat the way you want to eat.
Yeah.
You need to eat like how people eat.
Yeah.
But the agenda here, or the goal, the objective is to eat.
Yeah.
To fill up your stomach.
Yeah.
Not to look nice while you're filling up your stomach.
True.
I must take a spoon. No, this is the spoon for
way,
this.
true.
This fork is for fish. This is like, you know, like, so doesn't it start there? Isn't that influence, or is there another term for that?
No, I do believe that you can say that's influence. But why I say high school is because by high school you've already established who you are. Like, from primary you still listen and do everything as parents say and all that because you're just going along with, you know, the flow. But I think there's a switch that happens when you're like 16, I think.
On some, this is what I wanted.
Especially that's the time when you have to choose your subjects, you know what I mean? So from there, you kind of have now your own decisions. Not low-key yours, because everything is still influenced by school and your environment and all that. But that's the times where you start making decisions for yourself, I believe, you know what I mean? Then from there, and then that's where I guess you start having your own voice. And then after high school, obviously it's college, and that's where you decide on who you must be.
So it's gonna be so I fully agree with you. I think it's a subconscious thing where, as much as your parents are not there every day, your dad's not the best role, and they're not your strongest role model. Maybe your friends are more influential. Maybe your own teacher is. But your dad found a teacher with similar principles, similar morals, a school with a similar maybe religion.
Yeah, true.
You know, a certain mindset, ideology.
True.
Okay, I'm not around, but you guys can be around when I am not, because you kind of are similar to who I am. I can trust you with my child.
Facts.
And I think that's what happens with the type of friends we have. That if you go through your friends, and if you guys are, for the most part your friends' parents are similar to your parents. So when you go to their crib, it's the same type of respect, the same type of rules and stuff like that. And then, you know what I mean? It just once you get you at that age where you have no choice. Once you are a child and you're the only person or the thing I look at and the only one feeding
you is,
I'm gonna, you know, once that seed is there, it's hard to
untangle that,
completely not have it in you. It will always show up that, hey, you like your father.
Exactly.
That time you haven't even met your father. Your father died before you were born. But your father was somehow, you know, there. By you know what I mean. So
by genetic, basically.
Or not even genetics, and the people that were living with your father, your mom, they carry these things, these characteristics, these principles, these mindset, these, you know. So I think we definitely need to pay attention to that it's gonna be hard to, like black people, right? Us being black, there's so many things we stick to. We're very loyal, we're very this, we're very that. And in other races, I don't see the same. We there's a difference, right? But sometimes what we stick to doesn't help us. You know, true. Ubuntu, it makes sense, but sometimes it doesn't. If you're a businessman and you wanna deal with your employee, you need to let go of some principles. You need to be a bit tough. Whereas we're very kind, and then we talk about black business, where we like, you can't trust a black guy with business because. Sometimes that guy is not trustworthy because you were lenient on him. Facts. Whereas with another culture, whatever, another group of people, they know there's no leeway. You're not my brother when I'm working for you.
Facts.
Not ahen tate. While this guy is doing a job just because he's older than you. With the white culture, I've noticed, he's getting paid for a job, therefore he's just a worker. I don't know how you think that matters or applies and stuff like that. How it affects our overall outcome that we carry on with these principles that we are influenced with. Some that might not work, some that will work.
That will work, because like when you see, like when I was working at Macro, that's exactly like there was no Ubuntu, because like you work with white people. You work by, you know, sorry for the words, but you know, white people, the way they are is very straightforward and it's very business. My brother works for Take A Lot, or when he worked for Take A Lot, one of the bikers got into an accident and passed on. Right?
Sorry, man.
Like literally the next morning they send SMS through everybody that there shall be no, please, nobody must be attending any weddings or what and funerals. You know what I mean? Like there's no time for that, basically.
Oh, but as if it's not. Oh, they were trying to make
You
it
say,
like it has nothing to do with this. But
you know
it
what
had
I
a lot to
mean?
do
Like
with
it
this.
had a lot to do with that. So it was like an SMS saying, "Do not yeah, basically warning you, don't take time."
Knowing that you can.
You know what I mean? And like somebody just died, but there's no hey, let's respect one of our workers that had passed on.
No
blah,
moment
blah.
of silence.
None of that. It was back
Prayer
to
meeting.
business. Because he's not really our family, basically. And yeah, that's just how it is. You know what I mean? And it was hectic, but
it was hard hitting. It was like a.
Exactly. For the
That's
people
like
that know
reality.
him, it is just go back to work.
Wow.
Yeah.
And wait, what happened? No one went to a funeral.
No, there was not that.
On a Sunday,
On your own day, not on your work day.
But I can take a lot. You'll be working on a Sunday.
Exactly.
Or
So so it doesn't matter.
See.
So yeah.
But which is surprising. I have a feeling that just from perception, and they're so clued up. White people are more clued up mainly. I mean, for the majority on mental health. I have a feeling that they might give you more time off on that.
No, I think at the end of the day,
you don't think they have a bit of those for their white people?
It depends.
who know a bit
Okay,
about.
in this world we work with hierarchy.
Yeah.
It depends how high with the hierarchy you are that
If
you
you-
can get those benefits. If you're in the disposable sector, I'm sorry, you're not gonna get time off. Maybe one day, but that's about it. But
So-
the higher you go, the more time off you'll get. Basically, the more important you are to the society.
Yeah. Of that environment.
Yeah.
So, did you see any white benefits, like maybe white holidays or white whatever? I don't know how when someone passes away, but was there more like, okay, we're not gonna make an excuse for this. You can have time off for this. You know, because just to speak on what happened when something happened to someone black or what we would usually do, it doesn't really say that they don't do that for theirs, you know.
Yeah,
so
true.
is there anything you saw on their side?
Like what?
Where, like, I don't know, like Christmas matters maybe.
Yeah, Christmas always matters, I guess.
It
you
does.
know? Yeah. But there's no special. We work on Christmas, so.
Okay, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Oh, but the
The
decorations
public
matter.
holiday you work, so.
Okay.
Yeah, so any
Okay,
public
so that's just,
holiday you have to work. So there is like you can't even have time off. Time off can be any other time besides that days. Public holiday matters to work, not to chill.
So are we our own people if we are influenced, like what I mentioned with the parent situation?
I think we're all influenced in every way. Like we are sponges at the end of the day. I think we learn new traits and find ourselves and then get influenced by other things. That's no matter
but there
what.
is typically a way of life.
Yeah, influenced
right.
by it.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is.
Yeah.
We all want. There is a desire still, I believe.
Yeah.
That as much as
I think
we all want to still
As young as we are, we always
follow in something's footsteps and something that we
Yeah.
can say is safe.
safe
Or has
facts.
been proven to work. That
Facts.
this lifestyle maybe is how I'm gonna get riches. Oh, I need to pray for this God.
Yeah.
Maybe that will align with
how
fortune.
I must be going
Whereas with
life.
that other
yeah.
God, what are those people be poverty?
Yeah, true. So we will always I think as humans, we always just influence whether you are against it, the fact that you had to be against it, you were influenced to be against it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like something influenced you and showed you that I see this, but this is not how I think. You understand? Something had to influence you to be like, nah. So even if you are still influenced,
Okay. So when it comes to that, okay, cool. So what would you say are the most influential figures? So celebrities, religious figures.
religious.
Would you
Nothing
say
bigger.
religious figures are the most influential?
Yeah, nothing bigger than that. There's nothing
Why
bigger.
would you say that?
Because it's beyond Earth, if that even makes sense.
What they representing?
Exactly, it's
Or
beyond.
are you saying men of God He's
it
beyond
matters
earth.
not. The fact that
No, I'm
it's
saying
still,
is Bushiri himself beyond earth.
yeah, in
Him
their
himself.
eyes. Yeah, in their eyes, for sure.
You mean the followers' eyes?
Yeah, the followers' eyes, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, so he is. So it still follows under that. Because he's a prophet that can, see beyond the earth's things and apparently heal people and, the whole, it's beyond earth. So therefore,
It would be more powerful because it's beyond.
exactly.
Probably the same reason why we have such an interest in space travel. And
Yeah,
Like,
you know what I
there's more
mean?
power
Like, there's
there, or
more power
aliens should be more
somewhere
smarter.
out there. Yeah.
We have that mindset. That
The
if
fact that it's beyond, I think that is what influenced it. And also, like, we're also conditioned like that also. Like,
who would you say is your biggest influence? Okay, let's go religiously. Are you influenced religiously? Have you been influenced religiously?
yeah, Christianity for sure. I
Through
would say
church? Through going to a church, or was it your
Yeah.
parents first? Where did you first hear about this?
For me, growing up, grandma always went to church, but it was always like a grandma thing, It wasn't we are forced to go to church.
Okay.
For sure, you could go, but that's if you want to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, my grandma she goes to church every Sunday. You know what
Straight
I mean?
up.
Yeah, right. Not now because of Rona and all,
Yeah,
but
but-
normally it's every Sunday. So it wasn't ever forced on me,
Yeah.
if that makes sense. So growing up, I knew that there was God, and you do what grandma does. When we pray, we pray. You know
Just
what I
this
mean?
is your leader. Whatever
Exactly.
she does, you
yeah,
follow.
and you grow up with grandma, so that's what she does every morning. We pray.
Even if you didn't know what you were doing.
Exactly,
When you're
you're just doing it. So eventually you grow up, and then you start reading upon it, and you start seeing it, and then you get more invested in it.
Which you
Yeah.
did. You had your own personal journey.
Exactly, my own personal journey started in high school. I would
Yeah.
say, because before, but I've always been a church goer, but
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like religiously.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
of my own desires that I wanted to go to church. Seems like the right thing to do. You know what I mean? So, yeah, and then eventually in high school found God, and got born again.
Yeah.
Got born again, and then started the deep dive. Talking about no sex after marriage.
Which
No-
you practiced.
No sex before
You
marriage.
tried to
How do-
practice.
How do you say it? Sex
Yeah.
before marriage.
No sex before marriage.
Yeah, sex before marriage. You know what I mean? Yeah. And
Someone clearly broke that rule. You've been thinking. You've been having sex before marriage.
I'm
Yeah,
trying
they
to
said
correct
after,
my
no
words.
sex after. So yeah, I'm good. Is that all I need to do? Just have sex until I get married?
No.
I'm never getting married.
All
right, I like
and
that.
then,
Which church is this one?
Sign me up.
Sign me up.
No,
Yeah.
sex before marriage. Yeah, I practiced it. It was what I believed in, and
Wow.
still try my best.
You still believe in it?
Yeah, for sure.
No sex before marriage.
Yeah, for sure. I think deep down my heart will always be there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Obviously broke that rule a couple of times, but
Ah.
Lord knows I'm a
Anyway,
good boy.
next one. This guy's so off. Anyway, damn. Just when I thought we had hope. So that's religion, right?
Yeah.
Would you say, like you said, religion is the most powerful? It's probably the most.
Yeah, most influential.
That's where you find the most influential. Right?
Yeah.
Do you
facts.
think it's also the most powerful, the biggest aspect of your life? Do you think it has determined other things within your life, and
Yeah.
therefore it would determine what other influences you get?
Yeah.
So,
facts.
That might be
Because-
my favorite
Yeah.
celebrity or my favorite artist because maybe he sings music that aligns with my religion. Therefore, when I go to music,
Yeah.
it's not off from what my
Okay.
religion.
No.
Or
I
not.
guess for me, I think maybe I can separate.
You can separate the two.
Yeah.
You
know.
can be demonic there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, for sure.
For real.
Because I believe in
Yeah.
balance. So you can have a certain aspect of yourself and be that, you know. And for me, whenever I listen to music, it's more of, oh, let me hear this guy's interpretation of life. You know what I mean? Like, or if I'm listening to Puchaisti, I want to hear him. It's like, if you wanna cross me, I'll kill you. You know what I mean? Like, I want to hear his perspective of life and see where he is and see his interviews and get, you know, different perspective of how he sees life. And I feel like that's how I take music, whether it's
kind of like a movie you live through other people.
Exactly that.
You like really,
you know
like,
what I mean?
This real life action hero.
Exactly. So even if I listen to a Hill song and switch it up, you know what I mean? I want to be within Christ. And
I think that's my approach with music is that's why I would use an AKA and stuff, because I think you are playing a character. It's like
facts.
If I was an actor in a movie playing a character, even if I was Lucifer, you wouldn't like hold it against me
to be that.
Exactly.
Oh, man.
You know, some people are like that with soapies.
That's
and
the
stuff.
problem.
But
true.
I think also but then this is also the problem, is where artists would say that, this story was fake, I just made it up, it was artistry. But then the other stories are real.
Yeah.
It's like, this is really what happened last week.
Like,
and then
take K.
People are even getting like convicted
race,
because of
that is exactly
of actual murders.
You know what I mean? Like, take K made the race.
So is it okay that you listen to a guy who says, I murdered this guy and then I shot him in front of his mom and my mom cried? Why are you a Christian?
It's in Christianity.
Like, he's bragging about how I'm not a Christian.
In Christianity, no, that's very wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing they always say is pure thoughts and pure mind. Okay. You know, so always try your best not to clutter your mind with certain things. You know what I mean? So if you listen to rap music, it's very violent. You know what I mean? So very violence driven. And for that, you need to understand the implication that it can do to you in your mind-wise. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Because influence, as much as you like it or not, can play a role even if you don't see it. Or, you know what I mean? Like, the things that you feed, the things you feed yourself, you shall be. Yes. You know, so if you feed yourself just holy music, just holy Bible one way, your mind and thoughts will always just be that. You know what I mean? But now with Christianity, they say it's wrong to think to think in any other way, like bad holy, but that's not reality. You know what I mean? That's me saying the world is only Jesus and it's only white, but I'm seeing that there is black. So I must just overlook the black, but you know what I mean? That's that's where my interpretation comes in.
So, but you still someone who can speak on, though you listen to the guy who's a murderer on a track and he's talking about how he murdered, you can still refer back to a purpose that's not on that level.
Facts.
Because of religion and the foundation, right?
Yeah.
And maybe that's where the issue comes in with the influence of, what if you are listening to this music around someone who doesn't have the foundation that you have?
Yeah.
So their foundation becomes this music.
Yeah, true.
And the same guy who you're speaking about on the song, he had the same situation where he was influenced by his environment, which was first the negative one.
Yeah.
And that's his point of reference.
At the end of the day, I feel like I'm only in control of me. I can't.
So vele like if these other people, if you don't know any better, I'm not gonna first ask you, so dog, you Christian, I can play some violent music,
look,
right? You won't be influenced by me, right?
I would
so here's a good one. So is there a responsibility with being influential? Because I know
a big one. It's that thing of Peter Parker, what does he say?
I don't watch Spider-Man like that, but maybe I know the saying. See, I know who he is at least.
Oh, what's the word? There's power. What Peter Parker's granddad told him just before he died. He's like, whatever. I honestly forgot.
But say basically what I
so the word is watch out for the power that you have.
Like Like with great power comes great responsibility.
With great power comes great responsibility. Those are
Is that what the father said?
That is the
It's not
grandfather.
his words, though.
So yeah,
He
Marvel.
was also influenced.
So you are also a Marvel boy deep down inside.
No, that's a saying. I know. I didn't know it came from Marvel.
Not came from, but that's where the biggest one came
no,
from.
I know it as.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I
so with great power comes great responsibility. So as an influencer, you need to be sensitive to what you say, because what you say is going to influence a whole lot of people.
Okay.
It's like, you can't. You have to. Me personally, I feel like you have to be mindful of what you can do with your power.
Yeah.
Like if you like an easy guy was Bunk back in the day, right?
know
Like
him, yeah.
back in 2017, there was this kid called Bunk, Bunk Gang. So this is what he would do is walk into Edgar's. Nah, I'm just making an example because it's in America. Walk in at Edgar's and then wear a jacket and then run out. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then people were like, wow, you
How
saw
do you
what
do
he
that?
do that. You know what I mean? And he documented everything on his phone. And then he just kept upping the ante. You know what I mean? And that is what ends up happening. Once that viral thing happened and then people gravitate towards it, now they want to see more. So now Book Gang has to keep doing more crazy stunts. He gets a hairstyle and then he runs out and then and then he doesn't pay for it. You know what I mean? So he kept having to up the ante to a point where now he's himself as a human. He's struggling. Because
now you need to keep up with
the ante,
with the responsibility
and
of
then,
this power.
Exactly, right? And then now he ended up not having like his the character and him were one. So once that happened, exactly. Now when people see him, they're like, "There's Boom Gang," and he promoted hate. You understand? Then therefore people he received that, and then that ended up messing up with his psyche. You know what I mean? That led him into depression, and then came the drug use, and then after that he started having tattoos all over his face because now he's still up the ante. You know what I mean? That power of it. But now every time he goes out, he now receives this whole hate, you know what I mean? So then to a point where he OD'd. And he saw that he almost lost his life, you know what I mean? And through that, he ended up changing his life. He changed. He had to now cancel everything. He had to delete social medias. He had like millions of followers on Instagram. Had to delete that, had to delete everything. Changed his name. Now his name is John Gabana. You know, ever since he done that, he's tried to erase that. And now he lives in light. You know what I mean? Now he sees the value of self. If that makes sense.
Not living for others.
Because once you make the character that you have portrayed on people are gonna be gravitating towards you doing that and do. Hey, why aren't you not upping the ante? Hey, why are you not you're boring now. Oh, you fell off. So now you're gonna try to. So now he's not for that anymore. So at the end of the day, like, as an artist, as you are, you know what I mean? You have a responsibility of Delite and Thabo. You know what I mean? Like, Thabo still
making sure that Delite is someone that can work along with
Exactly.
who Thabo is. So I'm not having to become someone that's
you can't be
too
Delite.
hard to keep up
you
with.
understand? Delite is the persona that was, presented, but at the same time there is Thabo. You know what I mean? Thabo has to be good, but Delite needs to be good too. Which is a hard
So we mentioned the responsibility like Ntate Moholo Park. Is that correct? Terminology. Cool. He mentioned with great power comes great responsibility.
Thanks.
The word responsibility. we've realized in everyday life, siblings, friends, whatever, children, certain people are responsible, certain people are not. They can't even take care of their own school bag. Every time they come home, scaptin is missing, or the lid of the scaptin. The child always loses a sock.
Facts.
What if I am a child who's not responsible, or a person who's not really responsible, but I have a talent or a gift or a skill that people want to celebrate and are willing to pay me for? I become a celebrity, I become powerful, you know, or I'm a pastor, a guy who has I'm very charismatic, I know how to speak, that's also influence, you know, or I'm a motivational speaker, whatever, one of these skills that are celebrated with, make you powerful or make you, you know what I mean, influential, but I'm not responsible. How do I find this balance, especially if people made me who I am? But now people are saying, no, you must develop this new skill also. Because we gave you this thing. No, not Tara, this thing. But this thing, you must figure it out. We don't know how it works ourselves. Because, yes, even us, we don't know how to be responsible on that level.
I think...
You know, so how does that work, man?
For me personally, I would say as an artist, you have to understand the game.
Are you an artist? You speaking for yourself?
Yeah.
Okay, as a visual artist.
As a visual artist,
okay, cool.
Photography. Yeah. Now, I think you have to... I think even if you take music as an example, right? You have to play the roles that would be needed for you to be the artist, basically. You have to play the role. There's a game. Play the game and then be big enough to now be free and do your own thing. You know what I mean?
Please explain it.
I mean, there's certain things you need to do in the industry. You have to do the meet and greets. You have to go to you have to go to the radio presenter. You have to go to do the radio.
Whatever.
You know what I mean? You have to be prim and proper. You have to, do the dances. You have to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and just be on the grind. You know what I mean? To get your name out there and fight for whatever position that you need to be doing. If they say you have 6 interviews today, you have to go do all 6 of them as they said it, even better than they've said it, no matter what your personality is at the beginning,
because you're still earning the spot.
Exactly.
You're
now
not,
you have
not really
to
that guy.
You have to be that guy, you know what I mean? Even if at a certain point it might kill you inside, but you just have to work through it, then to a point
that you can come back to who you are.
Exactly. So then when you have the money, the fame, the whatever, now you can be you. You know what I mean? Then you stop it and then you be you.
So here's a guy who became himself, or he seems to be himself, very much himself. Very influential man. Kanye West.
Facts.
He worked hard. He was the guy who was just producing, making beats. He looked normal in the sense of what's the norm.
Norm of life
some things are not normal, but he dressed in a specific way that fit, a way that fitted with most of what
how
we
the
were.
Society was going
he spoke
at that
the
time.
way everyone spoke. He wasn't doing antics and stuff. Then he made it. He became powerful. He went through a lot of interviews.
And the crazy part is he warned us. Wait till I get my money, right? He warned us. He warned us. You know, we should never be shocked by it. But he did warn us. Cool. He did say.
He did warn us, according to So he thinks the way he's speaking. Right. Cool. So I became influential and stuff. But now I'm gonna do me. Are you speaking of doing you or being yourself on any platform, or being yourself privately? Because he's someone who would speak one way for so many years and sell this idea of who he is and influence people not to go to college, not to do what, not to. This is what I say is right. I make it. And then I become myself, or I become more myself. I'm like, ish, wait again. I want to say this, I want to say this, I want to say that, right?
True.
These are my opinions. Some of them, a lot of them contradict those things.
Is
that what you mean? Is he correct? Is he doing exactly what she's speaking of?
Exactly that. Because
aren't you saying that this person can become themselves? Like how I'm saying is, build Delite, right? Like you say, Delite is my persona, right?
Yeah.
Build Delite, build Delite. Go on interviews, create this guy who makes all this money.
Yeah.
Take this money and go and be Thabo in your mother's house.
In your mother's house, basically.
Isn't that what you mean?
That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is, I don't think Kanye West did that.
Yeah.
He built Delite. Then he took Thabo. And he put him there where Delite is. Yeah. Then Thabo said what Thabo wanted to say all these years.
Yeah, facts.
Which contradicted what this guy has been building that was perfect for the industry.
But
because that guy, had he started off as the guy he currently is,
he wouldn't,
with no money, no power, he wouldn't get anywhere.
Yeah, true. But like that's
according to what you're saying, and according to what I also believe. I also understand that.
I would say like he is the perfect example of that. But the thing about him is everything is highlighted in a sense that whatever he does, there will always be somebody recording it, showing it. You know what I mean? So therefore,
so this is even the stuff he doesn't want out there.
Exactly. So there's certain things, facts that he didn't want to happen that way, but it did happen.
Like what?
Like
nothing crazy about that. Nothing like out of the ordinary that's happened with Kanye West.
Yeah.
Was hidden. Was him trying to hide it.
It wasn't hidden.
He was very bold in how he said those things. I don't know of a sneaky pic. Maybe when he's wearing an outfit. That's what you're talking about. Not when he says things that upset people. Not when he bothers the Taylor Swift.
Like when he went to TMZ.
That was not him being in a private space.
Yeah.
He went to the most public space.
But that's like him through his,
That's not him talking to his friends. He went to a news outlet knowing what he's going to do when he went there.
Yeah.
And that guy, maybe where it ended up is not where he expected it to go, because someone is asking him a question that he might not have a good answer for. Or one that would work with the narrative of the guy he built up.
Yeah.
Right? Where that the black guy, I forgot his name now.
That guy.
One of the guys at TMZ at the time asked him a certain question, which led to him speaking about 400 years of slavery. So I understand what you mean.
Yeah.
But what was he doing there in JJ? Why did you answer? So what I'm saying is not like they caught him with a
no. He went there. Yeah, he went there straight up to them.
So what I'm telling
yeah.
Where's the responsibility there? How responsible is one of the most responsible guys?
But don't forget, at that time, wasn't it that time when he was going through, the bipolar situation with him?
Yes.
Finding, that was...
Kanye West doesn't go through bipolar.
What does he go through?
Delite doesn't go through bipolar.
What?
Thabo does. That's what
I see what you're talking about. I see.
You know what? Delite's mother is not... Delite doesn't even have a mouth. He was born from space. Superhuman.
I see.
That's what Michael Jackson suffered with, right?
Yeah.
He was very responsible.
Yeah.
Maybe to a point where he couldn't be as responsible because
he would want.
If I want to change the color of my skin, it's gonna show. It's gonna be for everyone else to see. But maybe that's a part of his.
But he needed.
Maybe that's what he wanted. Maybe he wanted to influence that. I don't know.
He had vitiligo.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying now. Some of his personal life will obviously come there. And what I'm saying is that somehow does influence a black guy, whatever, however you view it. That maybe this is how I should look.
Yeah.
Whatever else maybe he's eating disorder that he used to eat way less than he should have. That influences someone and makes them think, why is my favorite guy always so thin? Maybe this is beauty.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff like. Cool vertigo and stuff, but my nose has nothing to do with it. The shape of my nose.
Yeah.
This thing by the chin.
Yeah.
That has nothing.
That was his personal choices.
Yeah. These are, Western features.
Yeah.
So, but I still think he was still not too irresponsible as someone who looks very deliberately irresponsible.
Yeah.
Sometimes, and I think that's where people get drunk with this power and stuff. So I don't know. Are there certain people who, even if they have the talent and the possibility of being influential and stuff, should rather pull away and say, I'm still not responsible enough. I remember back in high school, I was a bit loose with my mouth.
Facts.
I was, I was
could say the way
my
I
own
would
shoes.
want,
I lost my shoe. How am I gonna keep my money that I
Yeah.
make? How am I gonna not use drugs? How am I not gonna?
Yeah.
How am I gonna tell the right people the right things all the time and always?
I think
how should that work out?
I think at the end of the day, like I said, there's that persona that people gravitate towards.
Yes. Yeah.
Pop culture wise, like Jake Paul, right? Jake Paul is like a huge YouTube influencer I was telling you about. Like
Yes.
he grew 5 million subscribers within a year.
Damn.
You understand? And that was right after Vine shut down. Like Vine, they were big on Vine,
Yeah.
but then when Vine shut down, they had to take their followers somewhere. So they took their followers from Vine and took it to YouTube. And then through YouTube, they learned new tricks of YouTube. And the
Also, they had an
algorithm,
instant following because of the Vine.
because of the Vine. So it was already a ball rolling, you know what I mean? And then he kept...
It grew.
So he was always a jock, like the white boy jock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he saw that when he does the white
Wait,
jock...
who's this? This is Jake or his slogan?
Jake.
Okay.
Both of them, you could even use it on both of them. They had to be jocks, and the more jock mentality they have, the bigger people wanted them, you know. So people gravitated to everything they done, you know.
Yes.
And eventually he saw that, oh, if I keep this up, they'll love it. And exactly that happened. So he never, till today, people are waiting for him to eventually change and realize that you don't need to keep being the jock. But now it's only
So
up
used
to
to it.
him as a responsibility to change, like his brother.
Yeah.
So like Logan Paul filmed this he was just doing a daily vlog in Japan.
Yeah.
And then there was an incident where somebody had just committed suicide. And it wasn't their intention to be there, but they just, you could call it worst perfect timing.
Yeah, because he captured this rare moment
Exactly.
on camera.
On camera. And then he recorded it and then edited it and then posted it. So the thing people always blamed him for is there was a thought pattern, and you see that you're doing this, but you done it because of the views, been driven for the views and for the next big thing that he's gonna do, because that was his antics. You know what I mean? Exactly, because you have to keep pushing the ante. So
what matters more.
And then that happened, and then that was a big shock to him. He lost millions.
Oh, you didn't expect that.
You know what I mean?
Views,
like,
but it didn't help my
exactly.
actual...
Now people, when they saw that, they're like, "Whoa, dude! Like, why did you even post that? Did you you didn't respect the person that died there? You know what I mean? Like, respect them enough to not show their body to the whole entire world. You know what I mean? And the fact that you didn't think of that is so worrying. You know what I mean? What exactly for views?
Yes,
so he saw that, and
so when your brother's passed out and dead, you might also take a video.
Take a video of it, like, you know what I mean? Like, how far would you go? So he saw it, he acknowledged it, and it's that thing where when you see money actually leaving, it would really wake you up, you know? Okay. And I think it did, you know. After that, he started his own podcast. But before then, he boxed. He done boxing with KSI. Yes. Through that fight, he was fighting metaphorically for his redemption. And then he fights, he loses, but the people around KSI, like his KSI fans gravitated towards Logan, and more people, like, it redeemed him basically. Okay. And then he changed his way. You know what I mean? He changed the jock mentality and started to humble himself. And then he started the podcast, and he's doing well now.
So ultimately, from all of this that you're mentioning and what we mentioned is, as much as we influenced, we still determine the influencer, what we get influenced by, where the limit is. Yeah. You know, we still have the power. Of that. So we also have the responsibility. Yeah. Not just the influencer.
Just the influencer.
We can't just sit there and say, no, I did this because Kanye West told me I must do this. We also have your own responsibility because Kanye West only said that because he knew that you like that. And you might listen. Yeah. Because I won't keep saying this if no one's listening. I have an audience that push me to do this.
To say, Okay, cool. So as an influencer, you have the responsibility to understand that it's not just about money and clicks. Yeah. There's actual people involved. Oh, okay. You know what I mean? Like, with your influence power.
Real
but
people.
you know what I mean, real
Yeah.
people, because there's
Get
people
who
right.
It's not a game for or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, because right now there's this big influx in like cryptocurrency where
Yes.
people are creating coins, and then when people enter, they release funds, and then people end up losing money. But the people that started the coins
They get it.
made like
Yeah,
9
they get the
million
real money.
within a week, within a month. I mean, you know what I mean? That's a lot of money. $9 million in a month. That is dumb money. But they can make that, but people lost. And they advertise it to their fans. And their fans went because, hey, this guy, Delite, I trust him. And he's giving me money advice, and I'm seeing that he's making money. So therefore, I'm going to buy in. Thing, he was just doing an ad. You understand? He got paid to just show face.
Yeah, but now people think that this is aligned with him, like completely.
Exactly.
Where he's just a face for a moment.
Exactly.
It's similar to what happened to the festival, the beach thing of Ja Rule and them. What's that called? It starts with the R. Light Festival, the life. What
was Ja Rule's thingy festival called?
But we asked a friend of ours who's on the side. But they had that whole thing of the going to the and that was
they
all
sold
based
it
on
as
supermodels.
Exactly.
Supermodels were the faces of, and they had nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with it.
So
but then
even on that level, you need. That's where the influencers come in, like the Instagram influencers.
Yeah.
We just act like they use a product that they got last week for a bag.
Yeah.
It's like we all need to be responsible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just at the same time you want to secure that bag. You know what I mean? I just say like
it's even
make
it's even the friend. Listen, it's even the
Yeah.
friend who smokes a cigarette while his friend is around.
Yeah. True.
Not telling him that before I smoked,
before
I looked at the box.
Yeah.
You just seeing the cigarette without the warning on it.
Yeah.
You just smoking this because it's coming from my mouth and you think, I trust this nigga, it looks nice.
Yeah, true. Influence.
So I'm influencing you by not, and I'm not being responsible by not saying, yo,
hey,
dog, this thing can cause cancer.
Yeah.
I'm
facts.
taking that risk.
Yeah.
So we all actually are influential at some point.
In some point in time.
You know what I mean? True. Like, but how, for instance, how do you know? There's certain things where it's like, is it fair if I don't know my friend is allergic to fish, so I don't tell him in my sandwich there's fish?
It's not my problem. Even though it is, but like
I guess it's different from cigarettes. Like it's overall we can all get cancer from cigarettes. We can't all be allergic to fish necessarily.
That's
so,
what,
so that would be a bit too much. Anyway, I in closing, so do you think influence is needed for a healthy and a progressive society, or rather not, or should they be right, or should it be right in the middle where we are individual to a certain extent, and we are still influenced with certain things that require us to still work together?
I think in a perfect world, if we did listen to and abide by all the rules given, it will be a perfect world. But we don't live in a perfect world.
So what's the best world to work? The one we in. Influenced.
There's
no turning back.
We're too far gone for us.
Okay.
But I would always say, like, always distinguish between what you think is a facade and what you believe yourself. Like, as much as you listen to that influencer, like, you must counter look what he's saying. Like, if he's saying this is the best coin or money or whatever, saying this is the best, go look for exactly,
like
do the
counter
counter research,
exactly,
you know what I mean?
You know that this is a
like this is
very
like
it's my heart.
And funny enough, it can be a small thing as like buying a vape, or
which we should also focus.
You know what I mean?
Be the big thing.
Exactly. A small thing can influence you, so you need to look for counter ones and see if there's a good, there's bad. What must I do at the end? It must be your decision. Don't
I'm doing this because
I decided, you know. Not just like, hey, Delite said I must go into this money scheme. It was like, hey, pyramid scheme from Delite.
Imagine, you can hear it sounds nuts. You gotta give my monopoly money.
Hey man, come get your money out here.
Thank you so much, man.
This
was a fun one. Yeah, man. Thank you. Where can we get you socials?
Yeah, on Instagram.
Because you're a photographer, right?
Yeah,
also,
yeah,
so if people want services, nyana.
Hit me up on socials, Instagram. I am Big-H. I am Big-H. No underscore. Just
I am Big-H.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a big
and
guy.
then, yeah, and then on Twitter it's I am Big-H underscore. Just that.
That's all. I am Big-H. Then it's
underscore at the end. Then on Facebook, Ambrose Photography.
Say it again. What's it?
Ambrose Photography.
Ambrose Photography.
Yeah, Ambrose with the A.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you so much, Henry. Yeah, thank you. Don't be too influenced and stay the guy you are.
Stay grounded.
Thank you, man. Thank you for coming through, and thank you to everyone for catching the podcast. Yeah. Hope you tune in next time again. This was another episode of Delite Side of Life. Peace.
Oh, I get so happy from the memories, yeah. Love when you text me, you ain't next to me.